been careful. These daughters are the Valkyries, headed by Brunhilde, and they are the noisiest women. Libretto that they are all of them virgins. I'm not the least bit surprised. Well, recently somebody said, you know, you're wrong there. There were 9 Valkyries, and actually there were, but you see, Brunhilde came slightly differently from the other lot. She sprang fully accoutred in chain mail and winged helmet out of Wotan's head. And that, of course, is parthenogenesis. And another story entirely. And that is the end of part 1. Well, in part 2, you find Wotan wandering around on the earth. And he has 2 illegitimate children, Siegmund and Sieglinde, by a mortal. Oh, he's very versatile. Well, he has these children by this mortal, whilst disguised under the singularly appropriate name of Wolf. But these children get separated when young, and Sieglinde marries a rather disagreeable fellow called Hunding, who plays the French horn. And in addition to this occupation, he has an ash tree with a sword stuck in it, growing through his living room floor. He's terribly house and garden. Well, who should come along but Siegmund, and he falls madly in love with Sieglinde, regardless of the fact that she's married to Hunding, which is immoral, and she's his own sister, which is illegal. But that, of course, is the great beauty of grand opera. You can do anything. So long as you sing it. And they certainly do sing it. Winterstürme wischen den Bornermond, in mildem Lichter leuchtet der Lenz. Du bist der Lenz, nachdem ich verlornste, in frostigen Wintersfrist. But when they get a lot of that off their chests, Siegmund pulls out got the sword that's stuck in the tree that grows in the house that Jack built, that Hunding built, and they run away together. Well, of course, when Hunding comes to, because they gave him a Mickey Finn, you see, so they wouldn't wake up. Well, when Hunding comes to, he's frightfully annoyed, and he chases after them, and there's a tremendous battle in which everybody seems to become involved. Siegmund kills Hunding. Hunding kills Siegmund. Mr. and Mrs. Wotan get in a most frantic argument, the outcome of which is that Wotan gets mad at Brunhilde. You see, Mrs. Wotan told Wotan to tell Brunhilde she was not to side with Siegmund, and she did. But the reason she did was that Sieglinde is going to have Siegmund's child. Don't know how she knew, they only met last night. But anyway, that's what she said. So, as a punishment to Brunhilde, although I don't see how it could be her fault, you never know in the ring. Well, as a punishment, Wotan puts Brunhilde on a rock. Then he nags her into a coma. And he surrounds the rock with impenetrable fire. And that's the end of part 2. Well, part 3 is devoted to the growing up of Siegfried, this child. So you see, sure enough. And he's very young, and he's very strong, and he's very brave, and he's very handsome, and he's very stupid. He's a regular little Abner type. But there's not too much you need know about this part, except that Siegfried gets the ring by killing Fafner. Do you remember Fafner? Do you remember he built Valhalla? A giant? Well, he's a dragon now. Don't ask me why. Anyway, he's dead. And Siegfried now has the ring. Well, then a little bird comes. And this little bird tells Siegfried, who understands him, guess how? Because he tasted a drop of Fafner's blood. Made him understand the bird. I won't go into it, we'll be back in Dracula. Well, anyway, this little bird tells Siegfried about Brunhilde on the fire-surrounded rock. So he somehow goes and he gets through this impenetrable fire, and he sees Brunhilde lying there and makes the classic understatement of all time. He says, "This is no man." Have you seen the average Brunhilde?